Right here, right here. I'm old, Papa. I tell you, back to AAA.
Oh,
Well, I think it's time to move to a different activity and a different season. In this case, summer, and flinging old vegetables across the pond using a giant slingshot, an activity in which both kids and adults seem to enjoy. Of course, there's nothing like a bonfire after a hard afternoon of vegetable flinging, especially with marshmallows. Be careful you don't burn them now. And in addition, there's always piñata smashing, a popular treat among children of all ages in Ecovillage, something that has become a tradition over the years.
Okay, hey you guys, once you grab, get out.
Let's conclude this section with an intergenerational game of Frisbee, proving once again that kids and grown-ups just want to have fun at Ecovillage.
Good luck, kid. Is it okay if we chuck them over there?
A large volunteer project, which took up to 60 members of the community 3 or more months to complete, was the construction of an earthbag root cellar. Starting with a foundation of rubber tires into which dirt was pounded, the structure slowly took shape as volunteers created a wooden-shaped frame around which they placed several hundred earth bags that they filled themselves. The purpose of the cellar is to provide storage for root vegetables during the winter months and thus save the community money. As one can see, it is a semicircular building with a long, narrow extension that will house double doors, which will help keep the temperature inside constant. Let's listen now to see how the structure is actually coming together.
Aaron's, okay.
From people standing on it, there's really not much supporting those walls except the walls themselves, and yet they're very, very stable. So it should do quite well with a weight-bearing load on the with the roof on top of the existing walls. So it's coming along quite well.
We're going to just pull this one off right now.
Thank you very much. You bet.
After the structure was completed, a form was placed on top and filled with concrete to allow for more standard timber framing. Here you see the concrete being poured by members of the community. This was a project in which everyone could get involved, including preteens and teenagers.
There's sort of an element in our culture of what's sort of natural knowledge and what isn't, and it's kind of shifted over the years. So you can talk about states and presidents and a lot of great things, but you ask someone sort of what are the 3 most common poisonous plants in their area, or which ones could sort of sustain you over the course of a winter, like what bird song is that, what are the trees around, and people have kind of, in the large part, especially for the youth, lost out on this knowledge. It's like you go back to our grandparents' level, and they had held on to some of that, and we're really just trying to bring ourselves back to having that be just part of daily human existence, to have that knowledge at our disposal, because we can't really take care of something unless we understand it. So we take out kids and adults alike and basically just try to reconnect in the way that humans always have been with the environment that we're a part of and affecting and affected by. So this program's been running here for a couple of years now, many seasons, and we're trying to basically get it to the point where the families that live here are the ones running it, and we can sort of step back from it. Right now it's sort of us, a collaboration between Primitive Pursuits and Earth Arts, a project we call the Earth Mentoring Project up here. And but as we move through the phases, we'd love to have more and more of the families involved in that whole teaching process. So this session that we're going to be ending next week was our first session bringing the adults and parents from the community out and basically running their own little mini version, but with a breakdown more of what we're doing. So.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Looks like Onyx, Aiden.
I died!
It looks like you survived. During this life cycle, there's something on this plant you can eat.
Yeah,
so it's not all poisonous. But this stuff makes good cordage too if you get it at the right time. This is like too far gone probably. But this stuff, like if you find the right one, it's pretty much as soft as silk. Some species of it.
There have been several traditions that have grown up in Ecovillage in the first decade of its existence. One of the biggest is Guys Baking Pies, which occurs in August, and men and boys spend the morning picking berries on the land, and the afternoon baking them into delicious pies. The rest of the village is then invited in to taste the fruits of the labor, so to speak, which is followed by a celebration with much music and merriment. You will have to take my word for it that the pies are delicious, as the rest of the community enjoyed eating them and stayed on afterwards for more entertainment. But there are other traditions at Ecovillage, especially one that takes place on May 1st. For on this day, community members prepare a pole for the annual May Day celebration. Here you'll see it being raised into place in its new home between the neighborhoods. This is a ritual where the villagers and friends take ribbons tied to the post and wrap the pole in them, some weaving clockwise, others counterclockwise at the same time. This is fun for all ages and fosters cooperation among members of the community.
Tie me in. You're gonna tie us in. Step out so the others can finish. No, don't.